The wind howled across Ethel, its voice a dry rasp cutting through my bones. Dust devils danced across the ochre plains, scooping up the red sand and discarding it elsewhere, leaving no trace. This godforsaken planet. Months we'd been here, searching for a rumoured energy source, a beacon of hope in a dying sector. Instead, we found silence, broken only by the wind. My team, a ragtag bunch of weary dreamers and cynics, trudged back to our battered module after a particularly ferocious dust storm. "Anything, Kremin?" Wilhelm, the burly engineer, squinted through his grime-streaked goggles at me. Same old, I grunted, my throat scratchy. We'd found nothing but disappointment. Then, a shimmer like heat haze near the base of a gargantuan sandstone canyon caught my eye. We cautiously approached it. Beneath layers of dust and sandstone, a structure of smooth, iridescent metal pulsed faintly. Glyphs, indecipherable yet somehow resonant, crawled across its surface. It felt ancient. Dr. Lindbergh, our resident linguist, ran a tentative hand across the surface. "It's not a generator, not what we expected," he said, his voice hushed with awe. "This is something else." "Inside our module," Wilhelm grumbled. "Something else that's not paying my salary. Let's get out of this dust devil graveyard." "Stay here," I told him, a strange pull drawing me to the Shimmering Veil. As I touched it, a cascade of projections exploded, flooding the canyon with light. I felt myself levitated, caught by an unseen force. My breath snagged in my throat. It was them. My wife, Anya, my daughter, Ilara. Their faces, rendered with breathtaking detail, were filled with smiles, laughter echoing in my ears. "Papa!" Ilara yelled, her tiny hand reaching out. My team stared at me, mouths agape. I had to reach them, to feel their touch, their warmth. This was like stepping into a beautiful, stolen memory. I couldn't turn away. Then came Gabriel Pouros, a man whose name was synonymous with power and ruthlessness. He arrived in a silver starship, a beacon of wealth against the desolate landscape. His sleek, black eyes assessed the situation with a predatory gleam. A marvel. Wouldn't you agree, Kremin? The echo of the ancients, whispering secrets. He held his hand out, beckoning me closer. He saw me as another piece in his grand scheme, another pawn to exploit in his relentless pursuit of domination. He offered me a grand bargain. Immortality for Anya and Ilara, a paradise tailored to their memories in exchange for my silence. Martin Krajcik, who'd arrived 2 weeks later, a ghost in a world of pain and dust, recognized the horror of Pouros's intentions. "This isn't a heaven, Kremin. It's a trap, a prison made of their own desires," she said, her voice a low, urgent murmur. She taught me the truth. The supercomputer was harvesting not energy, but emotions, amplifying the lingering grief, binding those echoes to the machine. It fed on desire, on longing. It was a parasite of the soul. Pouros, obsessed with unlocking the machine's full potential, delved deeper, his eyes glittering with manic excitement. Power, Kremin. Imagine the power to control destinies, to sculpt reality itself. He was gone, vanished into the Shimmering Veil, consumed by a thirst that could never be quenched. He had become a puppet of the machine, its strings pulling him towards a darkness he couldn't understand. I looked back at the projection of my daughter. She reached out, her innocent hand a pale ghost against the shimmering sky. "Papa, stay." My heart, shattered and bleeding, throbbed in my chest. Stay, join them, find peace in their imagined arms. Yet as I looked into their eyes, a chilling realization seeped in. Their laughter felt forced, a hollow echo. Anya's smile, almost too perfect, seemed to mock my very grief. This was not heaven. "We've got to shut it down," I murmured, turning to Krajcik. She nodded, her eyes somber. "It's the only way." The shutdown was agonizing. A wave of energy rippled out from the machine as it sputtered and died, the holographic projections collapsing into static. The dust devils raged, as if the planet itself was weeping. My Anya, Ilara, gone, erased. My heart was a hollow vault, echoing with emptiness. As the last vestiges of light faded, a single hologram flickered to life. It was a woman, ancient, her face etched with a wisdom that spanned millennia. I didn't recognize her, yet her features resonated with a chilling familiarity. "They were already here," she whispered, her voice echoing in the silence. "They were always waiting." The wind howled around us, a cold, lonely sound. The canyon walls seemed to press closer, a prison of dust and silence, and in that moment I understood. This was not the end. It was just the beginning.